Yo, 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 yo. We're glad to have you guys in this great space. We are your hosts.
Mandy.
Handish.
Brandon, thank you guys all for liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, getting the videos out there on a daily basis. We do appreciate the love and support that you guys have been continuing to give us thus far. We are back after, 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, very things been going on. The year has started differently for everybody else. Some of us got sick. Some of us went to Genesis, got
All
tired.
of us got sick.
We never get sick.
Yes, you did.
I didn't get sick during New Year's.
Yes, you did.
I was sick in December. I was even sick. I started
That's what
sniffles.
I'm saying. Everybody got sick.
No, bro, I didn't get sick. When I
You
call
got
anything
sick.
I
You
didn't get sick.
infected the whole house. You got sick.
I don't remember getting sick. Anyways, so back to real life. So
You
yeah,
got sick.
we thank you guys for sticking it up with us, and yeah, here we are. The Can you do you have a verse of the day? Do you have a verse? And
I mean,
Yeah.
tell the people them Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New
Oh,
Year. Welcome
New
to
Year, everybody.
2026. This is our
Yeah.
first video of the year. And
yes.
it's well just to show you how swamped we are. But nevertheless, I hope you guys have been having a good 2026 so far.
It's not too late to
2025
start
is
over.
gone.
It's not too late to start over. You know,
Start over
2025 is
what?
now
yeah.
gone. So we're in a new year, new opportunities, new blessings, Holy Pa.
Mhm. Amen.
So we're
Yep.
hoping that you guys are still continuing to trust in Jesus Christ, who is the way, the truth, and the life, like
Hold
we
on to
all
him.
do.
Yeah, hold on to him. Because if I get darker if I get dark outside now, see, I'm gonna hold
Real,
on for him. Yeah,
real.
yeah.
Place I get
Hold on
dark
for
from
him.
5 o'clock.
Yeah, I
Real.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Can
right,
you say a
Candy,
verse of the day?
for the verse of the day.
A verse of the day?
Our verse of the day is taken from Matthew 6, verse 21. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I like that you
Saw
chose
that
that
verse.
verse. Yeah,
I saw that
because
verse.
I like
Me
how you
too.
chose that verse because I realized that, some pastors are stirring up treasures on earth. Stirring up treasures on earth because clearly, I think Mandy said it that Druski might be a spy for the CIA. He might be.
Listen, I
But
have
Mm.
theories, okay? It's
he's
either
clearly,
he's a social anthropologist
I think so too. Yeah, he's
or
very good
he's
at what he
really
does.
a spy for the CIA.
Yeah,
Drewski, I'm on to you. You
yeah,
don't
he
know
is.
me like that, but I'm on to you because
Yeah, he's very. I've been watching Juicy for a long time, and all of his, even if I don't understand the subculture or the subgenre or just the people in general, by watching his videos, I have a clear understanding of how
what
it
it
goes.
is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
And I think when he did the mega churches one with the pastor, and I remember when I saw it for the first time, I was like, I don't know why I was surprised that he got a church to do this and a congregation. You know what's
Yeah, of so
crazy?
many
Mega
No,
churches
of
don't have
people.
choirs. Mega
I'm
churches
not.
don't have choirs. You know what I'm saying? And they're not
No,
predominant. And then they're
it's
not
not.
predominantly black. They don't have choirs.
It's not choirs, it's more like a band to me
Mm-hmm.
because there's always well, to the mega church that I've been to before,
Yeah,
so how it stay is it's always the your mode of dress is always casual,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
And it can come off as casual or concert casual if you
Mm.
understand what I'm saying, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Um
Very covered
this
Coachella.
the stage is set like you're at a concert. So
Yes.
there are multiple musicians. So
Mm.
there might be someone playing an organ, someone with a
Oh wait,
keyboard, someone
that's
with
not
a
what I
piano.
meant.
There's no, but just I tell you how
Oh, yeah,
that's
okay.
my
Yeah, yeah.
experience. There
Mm.
are so you have like 8 backup singers. So 4 mics on the left side, 4 mics on
Four
the
mics
right
on the
side.
right.
And then you
Yeah.
have 5 lead singers who are up front with that one single person that's really leading.
Yeah, the person
Then
should be the
you have the drummer that's going AWOL behind in
In
crazy.
the cage.
in
The
glass
cage.
stage setup, yeah. And
Yeah.
then you have sometimes I don't know if it's a choir, but you will have like a group of people stand up behind
Yeah.
that's like
It's like
assisting
a
in
large praise and worship team.
yeah, it's just a large.
Oh,
It's not
okay.
giving choir. It's more.
I,
It's giving
yeah. It,
concert, and then
it's
there's
giving for
someone.
some size.
Yes.
Size.
Then you have like 2 persons waving flags,
Yeah.
and
And you're the
then
person
you
in the
have
white.
yeah,
Yo,
you have
And
someone
being
the,
dancing.
near the
yeah.
flag bearers is sometimes the best thing that
It's a
can
lot.
happen to
It's a
you.
lot
'Cause
going on.
the breeze that you feel from the flag bearers
It's
sometimes
a
it's
lot
the best
going
thing.
on.
It's the best thing you can get, man.
A mega church was where I went for the first time and found out what an armor bearer is. Because I remember
Oh,
asking my mother, I was a teenager and I was overseas. I remember asking my mother, I was like, does the pastor have a
Bodyguard?
bodyguard?
Yeah. I get you.
And she's like, and then she explained to me what it is, and I'm like, for what?
I think it's in Jamaica too,
Why?
you know, like some pastors in Jamaica they
Yeah.
have an
Yeah,
armor bearer. But I think
it
those guys
is.
just carry the Bible. They carry the Bible or they like it's
Yeah,
like a
like the
bridging.
jackets,
Yeah, they
like
just
It's
them
have
a,
somebody
jackets
else that
and
goes
stuff.
with them
yeah,
and
with
like
them,
starts
yeah,
praying over the space and someone prays
Mm-hmm.
for them
yeah,
while they are
I know
sharing
you
the
can
word.
have
yeah, yeah.
sometimes, well, the one that I went to, his armor bearer he gave bodyguard vibes, and I'm talking
Oh,
serious face. He doesn't sing when praise and worship. He doesn't participate in the service. His
that's probably a bodyguard.
his main goal is just to see to
Just,
it that nobody comes
yeah,
close
troubles and
to his client. Like, even when the altar call is happening, he's there maintaining a distance between the pastor and the
Yeah,
person that he's praying over. And I was like,
yeah.
yo, this feels kind
enjoy
of weird. It's
the
almost like a
word.
culture shock for you coming from
Yeah,
Jamaica where you can just go up to your
yeah.
pastor or your pastor comes to you without anybody, coming in between the
Hmm.
space or like back up. You
How
getting
do you
too
Mm,
lay
comfortable.
hands on people if you're not allowed to
I don't know, bro,
leave
but
clothes?
it was quite the experience and
yeah, yeah.
it's that skit that Druski did. I didn't see I guess during the time that I was there, it wasn't so extreme, but I have
Okay.
seen videos of
Yeah.
Christmas
Pastors
concerts.
in harnesses and there's
Yes,
fire and there's and like
Christmas.
every like as him drop him hand you hear bam pff, and he
I'm seeing Christmas
yeah,
It's
it's
concerts with light
pyrotechnics.
with angels in the ceiling
And
and
yeah,
real camels with wise men, and I'm like, what
yeah,
is
yeah.
happening?
Like
When
Ju
where we get so much money from to get camels to put them
and
inside?
what's interesting about it too is that Druski highlighted I in it's just me still.
Mm.
From what I remember seeing in the video, it was all Mike Todd.
Yes,
Everything
directly
Mike Todd
the
did, the
outfits,
cadence, the
the
speech,
cadence, the
how
way
he
he
how he
had
spoke.
stood
somebody
up,
he was mirroring.
the
No,
We
he had
can definitely
poses,
no,
say.
hold on, no. I'm not gonna say
everything.
Juicy doesn't have someone that he mirrors, but he tends so Juice how he does his skits because they have to be relatable, right? He would mirror
Mm.
different persons. Only one person may see.
Yeah, no, that's what I
Yeah,
said. He had
Come out
somebody
it.
in mind who he was mirroring.
Yeah.
That's what I
It's not
said.
like him
apart
alone will
from
see.
Micah, do you guys have any other like pastors, mega church pastors that
I
make
think
you
I
Joel
think I
Osteen.
think I think Creflo Dollar at the time because
Joel
I
Osteen.
think he
How
had a
has that
Bentley.
man never aged?
Kenneth Copeland?
Yeah,
Sounds very
I
familiar.
know Kenneth Copeland.
Candice just Google Kenneth Copeland.
It, Kenneth Copeland is a weirdo. But yeah,
Kenneth
like
Copeland
watching. I think what I found also interesting was that in the like he made the reference to the Christian Dior. Also, the outfit he was wearing was in
was
reference
exactly like what
to
Mike
what
Todd had
Mike Todd
on.
had. I'm telling you, it was. I know Drewski, he tends to highlight different behaviors, but that was for the stage presence. That was all Mike Todd
Mm-hmm.
because when he did the harness and him do the beats, bam, 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 bam,
The
bam, bam,
poses,
bam. Yeah,
Brandon, the
yeah.
poses, the walk.
He,
It was
I just
all
it
him, man.
was
All
all
him.
him, and
All him.
I I saw like persons who were saying that Drewski was mocking God in this, and I was like, he's not mocking God. He's showing up. He's exposing what you guys
He's
really are.
exposing exactly.
How
I
much?
agree with
How
you.
and especially when the guy walked up, he's like, "Yeah, your savings, bring your savings," and the man I walk up with him. That's a true story, you know. I think some of the mega churches, some
A
persons bring
lot
their
of the mega
savings.
churches, that's
Yeah,
how they do their thing. They're all about sowing a seed
yeah,
for future prosperity. You've got
Mm-hmm.
to
future
sow a seed.
prosperity.
You've got to
Mm-hmm.
sow a
So I
seed.
see. Yeah,
And how
You
you sow your
know,
seed is you give them your 401k.
you,
That's
you know
that's how
what's
you sow your seed.
funny?
sounds like a mutual
I
fund.
I
No,
saw
no, there is
some.
nothing mutual about this fund.
No, it's the way at the end how him the guy said him wife need money for some cancer. And he's like, you pay your tithes? And he's like, no, and we spit on him. Cause I him a short the money.
There's one to when
You ask or
there's
something
one
and
to
you
when the
short the
guy
money.
came up to the window of his car while he was driving out of the parking lot.
Yeah, that one the
Man,
matter,
like him would
yeah.
have ease up and hold on to the right of the window. They sound like him and say, "Yo, pray for me, Pastor Moy, pray for my." Man say, "Yo,
Pay, you
make
pay
your
your
hand up for my
tithes?
car.
Yeah, you pay your
You got
tithes?
to touch my car."
Yeah, you pay your tithes. Him say, you pay your tithes? He's like, no, him spit on him.
You know what's interesting was I saw a lot. Of course, anything Druski does always creates an uproar on social media. For one, because it's true.
Yes.
And a lot of times I don't necessarily want to say he's exposing because it's stuff that majority of people already know, but
Mm,
he's exposing it in his creative way,
Circle.
which is
yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
He
So
knows how to do a good
there was
satire very well.
yeah, there were quite a few tweets and reactions to it, and persons sharing their reasons for leaving a mega church or possibly a non-denominational church, as most of them are.
Yeah,
And one of them, uh, guy made in reference to a particular one in Jamaica that I will not name. He stated that his dad, his mom attends the church, and sometimes she drag him along with her. And he
Mm,
stated that for Christmas, his dad bought his mom a Prado. She brought it to church, and as is customary in a lot
bless
of
the car.
places, churches here in Jamaica, I think probably overseas, I'm not sure. She asked the pastor to bless the vehicle after the service on
Mm-hmm.
Sunday. She would have made him know after the service that, hey, I received a car. This was last year, Christmas. I received a new car. I'm asking you to bless the car um for me.
Mm-hmm.
He went ahead, blessed the car. The following Sunday in church, which would have been the New Year's Sunday, the word was about people who are sowing too much into material things in their personal lives and not enough into the church. And the pastor gave the example of, he didn't call her name, but he said, like he must say, I see people buying new cars and new expensive cars, and the church needs an additional center for the children and all sorts of stuff. And the guy said he took offense. And he was the one who would have driven her to church that day, and him turned to her and him say, I may have the key, I may have left right now, so you need to decide where you want to. And he said she got up with him and they both left the church because they felt offended. Because it's not
Mm,
like a case where the woman get up and buy the car. Her
yeah.
husband
And
gifted
so
it.
what if she did?
her husband gifted it to her as a Christmas present, and
Mm.
I look at it and I say, "Yo, that's crazy." You're in a service and you're like, "Is this play about me?" Like you have to say, "Oh, Marishna, this like how this become about me." And I was like, you can imagine just how many other persons, not to say that these experiences happen only at mega churches or
Mm-mm.
non-denominational
Yeah, yeah,
churches,
yeah.
but just imagine how many other persons are being bullied or made to feel bad that they're
For
not
not
contributing
contributing.
to
Yeah,
a
yeah.
mega church, but doing stuff for themselves. I mean, you guys are already this huge. You are making coin, or else we would not refer to you as a mega church. We
And
don't call you a mega
oh,
church. Well, we have multiple reasons why we call you a mega church, but you don't hear we referring to one small church. And I
oh,
hear I refer to a small church as a mega church, and you're
mm-mm.
making people feel bad for like me not understand it, but either way,
I think
it caused
it's the culture that's in the mega church because it's like I know I can say because I know the universal church here. Their whole thing is that the more you give, is the more God will bless you.
um
So it's
Mm,
like how
that
the mega
transactional
churches,
relationship.
yeah. So how the mega
mm-hmm.
churches that kind of do it as well is that the more offering that you pledge to give is because remember, most mega churches, not most, but mega churches that I've seen, the reason why the crowd is so big is because of what the pastor says. And if he's preaching because
Live,
mega
laugh,
churches
love
preach,
gospel.
yeah, they preach
Mm.
prosperity. So that
Mm,
if you come here and you give your offering, the Lord will bless you, right?
mm,
And not because you give offering, that means the Lord what she said, give and it will come back to you, good measure.
mm.
Press down, shake it together, run over.
Just because you give offering doesn't mean he's going to give you back money. He can bless you in other ways,
All
but it
the ways,
doesn't mean
right?
you're going
But
to
Mm-hmm.
get back
yeah,
money.
and that's what they highlight. So the mega churches tend to highlight the monetarily, the materialistic things. So that's why they have this big place. And if you look at how mega churches, how they do their messages, and the Bible character they speak about, they talk about
Mm,
the rich men of the Bible, like Abraham, David, Solomon. They don't talk about Isaiah. Isaiah broke. They don't talk about
mm,
Jeremiah. Jeremiah broke. They don't talk about those men. They talk about the men that already were established rich men. Joseph and Joseph struggle come up. They don't talk about
yeah,
they don't
yeah.
talk about that. So that's how they you have to look at how you have to remember, it's all about clickbait. You have rage bait and you have clickbait. You're baited into the church by believing that if I give my offering here, and you know what they do? They say the last person she gave her offering, we put and this is how they do it, and nothing is wrong with it. Cause they can have a pool of money. Because if everybody give tithes, that's why I say it's like a mutual fund. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
give, there's a big pool, and they can say, oh, my have cancer. You know, so you have a money we can give out because everybody put together and give it. So they make you believe that you're a part of that, but that's not everybody's case because I've seen online of stories of persons who are part of mega churches. They were in a financial
Mm-hmm.
rut. They applied for the grant, and they're like, "Brother, I know your time yet. Based on how much you've given at this point in time, you know, really qualify for that yet." So it's how they market and they push forward the message.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
some mega
think,
churches are,
I
and
think,
that doesn't take away from how much it takes to run a mega church.
Mm.
That's just to keep people giving and coming back. Yeah, because we
there
Facts.
don't
is
know then.
something pretty, what I think people don't like as well with mega churches. There is something very business-like about a mega church.
But
A
a church is
mega
a
church
yeah, I finish
is
it.
a very organized business structure, obvious and respected chain of command kind of church.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mega
Mm,
church, you not get up and call the pastor. You have your different people, different departments, different leaders before you get to the pastor. And they're very business like. There are people employed to the church in which the
yeah, yeah.
church is their only source of income and they're living comfortably.
Mm-hmm.
Mega
Mm-hmm.
churches are very business structured, and there's something very, which I can say some people can find very off-putting and unsettling about a business structured church,
Yeah.
because a business is supposed to be for profit. So it will have the aim of making a profit. A church is supposed to be not for profit, hence why you get tax exemptions. So all the money that
Mm-hmm.
comes into the church stays into a church. And then now, when you're in a mega church, you're not necessarily getting the kind of say so like you'd get in like a boulevard, in which
Mm-hmm.
you know exactly say, hey, it's run by, the board, and you elect your board members, and then you know exactly how these pastors are getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is also what some people have an issue with, pastors
Because
being paid
technically,
by the church.
the more members you have is the more offering you have. The more offering you have is the more you can
Precisely.
pay the
The more
pastor. Yeah.
members you have, the more
I
offerings you
just say
have.
go.
The
Yeah.
the church's payment of the pastor, because some people don't realize that some pastors have no other job than being a
Than being a
pastor.
pastor.
If you are the
Mm-hmm.
pastor of a mega church and you've got that mega money and you have no other job than being a pastor, you're gonna be paid pretty nicely. Let's be
Yeah.
very honest. If I have a congregation of 2,000 in-house, not to mention the ones overseas watching and contributing in their different currencies, you're gonna be paid very well. That's why them can end up have 50 million youth pastor and 50
Mm-hmm.
million minister and
And
all of
a
thix
four
different
a four
people.
point
And
eight million dollar mansion and two
Yeah.
private
and you know
and a
what's
yacht.
interesting about it too is that especially with the so like Mike, I did follow Mike Todd's church for a little while. His band is great. The music they play is great. The band is great. The singers are great. But I found that so like they employ pastors. Like okay, says everybody gets paid. But like
Yeah.
they employ. I remember the
There's
Tim Ross
nothing wrong
guy.
with employing a
No,
pastor.
no, nothing wrong. But how I
It's a
look at it
job,
is
it's a
that
job. And by the sweat of your brow, your name bread.
I
If you
don't
get
know if it's
employed, you get
like
employed.
I don't know how much spiritual guidance they do in getting these people. I can never know that, isn't me? The Lord can only
Mm-hmm.
reveal that to me and to whoever when it is time. The point I'm
Yeah.
making is they have a. I realize that with some of the mega churches now, the pastor is like he's the commercial face, which he is, but he's the face of the ministry. So like Transformation Church is Mike Todd,
Mm-hmm.
and like the other churches, Elevation, Stephen Furtick, and those guys. And like they employ so like at his church there's two pastors that are there, and they also have their own social media platform, but they're a part of different churches, and like it look like them unite and come together not to form a bigger church, but like when them have conference and them have convention and everything like, that's when
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
everybody come together. So I noticed that there's a it's like I don't know what is their how they gauge who these men are and what they do, but there's clearly a statistic that they're looking at.
Oh,
Yeah, because those
yeah.
faces I
I see what you're
recognize them.
saying.
Yeah, like they're Instagram clicked faces. They're very easily clicked. You ever see those pastors online? Like their faces are
Or
on the
what?
internet. I'm trying to describe it to you, but it's like, all right. So for
It's
instance, you
it's
have
the way
Usain
how
Bolt. It represents Puma. So if Usain
Mm-hmm.
Bolt is at a track meet, he's representing Puma. So like the
Mm-hmm.
different pastors know they all have a social media presence. So it's like they employ pastors with also an impact on social media. I can
yeah.
bring the church
So
more eyes.
there's if I
Okay.
want to create a
Yeah.
term if it's never been created before, think of something like pastor aesthetic. So the
Yeah.
content is usually matching despite them being completely different persons. So you're
Yeah.
giving me an empowering message, and it's like the video catches me, like let's say I'm the pastor, and you catch me right as I'm coming out of my Bentley, or you start videoing me walking down the steps of my private jet, or
The
I'm
pastors are
right in
celebrities
front of the
now.
camera. I'm right in front of the camera at a like my vacation house, and you from the background, even if it's not even the entire place showing, from the background, the little.
Saying, I was just saying, mega churches have, I just playing devil's advocate here.
Mm-hmm.
Mega churches, I think what people don't like, and understandably so, I think what people don't like is just the sheer amount of money going into a mega church.
Yeah.
I think anybody, because a mega church is supposed to be not for profit, a church, not just take out mega, a church is supposed to be not for profit. When a not for profit organization is making visual profit, like visual amounts of money,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of hard to look at it and not feel away. Because you can see like a bank, you can see a big corporation making big money because they're supposed to be making money.
Mm-hmm.
But a church is not supposed to be making money in the sense, you get me? It's
Yeah, I
not supposed to be
understand.
for profit. Nobody's supposed to be, how would you say,
It-
monopolizing the benefits of that money.
Yeah.
And to see a church utilizing that money, or to see even probably just one person from that church, which tends to be the
The
pastor,
pastor.
reaping the physical benefits of that money. Because, well, let us say, I will say, I don't know what the pastors do outside of the church to be able to make and live the kind of lifestyle they live. Some
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
pastors are not solely pastors. Some of these pastors are very good at investing. Some of them are very financially sound and they know how to make their money work for them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I will put my hands up in the air and say that may be the case. I don't know. You don't know. Unless you're the IRS, man, I watch nobody pocket. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
I have no need to know, and nobody's gonna give me that kind of information. But I think no matter how hardworking a person may seem, people with a lot of money just look icky to everybody else. Because
So who?
to everybody else.
No. Why? Because you're poor? Because if I
No,
was rich, you wouldn't look too.
I'm not saying it's because we are poor.
It's,
Nobody inherently
I think,
super likes the person that has a lot of money. Because some people are just like, oh, that person's supposed to help out other people. Why aren't they
is
helping
it
other
that the
people?
case?
Why should they have a
So what
extra
about?
house and an extra car? And why should they have these things when there are people suffering? And it's just like
Yes.
they
I
have
think
the
what the
money.
case may be, I think what the case may be is that it's not necessarily, while I do see your point, it's not necessarily, oh, I see that you have a lot of money and you are somewhat off-putting to me. I think it's how they portray themselves when they start coming into money.
Mm,
So you can have, as them like to call it, quiet luxury. You don't have to be on the internet showing us your 40 million cars. You don't have to be showing us your two private jets. You don't need to be showing us your $4.8 million mansion, all that stuff. But the things you do with the wealth or with the money is what will turn people off or what will make them start side-eyeing you. Because really and truly, you have people, oh, they will have the money and them think and then a little, and every day we are post up on the media, everybody I know
I
what
think.
go, or
I
we make
think.
video make you see all the excitement and whatever. But I think it's how they portray themselves, and I don't know. My mind just always goes back to Mike. Whenever people are talking about mega church pastors and how much they have an issue
Yeah.
with them, he tends to be he's he is number one. And it's actually very fascinating because it's not just Christians who have, or not, let me not say Christians, it's not just some Christians who have a problem with him, persons that aren't Christians as well.
Mm-hmm.
regular people just watching from the sidelines. Because remember, being a
Mm,
church and being Christian, you are heavily scrutinized, and
mm-hmm.
people who are sometimes not a part of your religion will know more about your religion than you, because they
Of
want
what
to
you showed
find
him.
Yeah. I think it's
exactly,
also
they
a
want
double-edged
to
sword
find
for him too, because his personality can come across quite
yeah, a
unpalatable
bit
at times.
abrasive. Yeah, it's a bit
It can come
abrasive.
across
I think,
quite
So
eccentric,
I
almost kind of eclectic, and it's
yeah.
a very acquired taste. His
but
Mm-hmm.
personality doesn't help him.
I also think, like, backtracking to what Kenny said about the physical wealth of, I guess, the money that's being used.
Yeah.
I understand where you're coming from, but where I
Mm-hmm.
disagree is because you're arguing the physical change, but money on one side and money on one side still shows that money is still here. So when a church
Mm-hmm.
can take out the board bench them and put in plastic chair with cushion, our money spent versus a
Yeah.
church that install, well, no, versus a church that install lights, money has been spent. I think
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I think arguing the physical representation of the money being shown to everybody, I think I can't fully agree with that, because if you want to upgrade the sanctuary, you upgrade the sanctuary. So how
I know.
mega churches look that way because they have a image that they want to show that churches can look like, not saying it can look like the big stage, but they want to have the best production for worship. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just saying
Yeah.
that.
They
And it's
invest,
smart.
them
Yeah, they
invest in those
invest in
things.
they invest in
Yeah.
the
And
technology, they
you,
invest in, and
yeah.
they put the resources together to have that. It's like our church, remember say, whenever you have a certain system, whenever you have cushion pan chair one time, whenever you have certain paint, whenever some part of the roof, whenever you look too right, and it fix. And I'm sure somebody who walk past say, "Oh, church have money." Not necessarily,
Mm-hmm.
but that's what I'm saying, Kenny. Is I understand that point, but I can't agree with it because
No,
Yeah, yeah.
my thing on the physical wealth, it's not necessarily the physical wealth of the sanctuary. It's the
It's
to the
physical
them
wealth,
pastor.
as in the
personally.
cars, as in
Yeah.
the dressing,
Them
as in all
personally.
of the, that's what
That's
I'm
why
saying.
me they tell her say
The
it's
physical wealth
I
is what,
understand what
Well,
she's
once,
saying,
that's what
but
I'm
it's
saying,
the
like
portrayal.
when people have quiet luxury, you
yeah,
won't get bashed as opposed to when you have physical represented in people's face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have this amount of money,
yeah.
and there's no
I
denying
understand
it.
that
I'm not
part.
hiding it. I'm not
I
trying to be
understand
Yeah.
that
quiet
part.
about it.
I understand that
It
part
Yeah,
could come
because
yeah.
across loud to you that is your business, but as somebody want to live my life.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
side of
yeah.
it is what rubs people the
Which
wrong way.
I
I
saw
think I don't know.
I, yeah.
I guess it. I don't
But
know. It's just me. It's just me thinking
I'll
freely.
rub it the other way and say, why can't the pastor have that? That's my,
Yeah,
That's what I'm
cause
saying.
I'll also rub it the other way.
Yeah, that's what I'm
right?
Why
saying. You know.
shouldn't the pastor be in a
Mm-hmm.
top of nice car?
Why
What is
is
wrong with the
or
pastor being in luxury? What's wrong with that?
I know,
Yeah.
because if you think about it, things for churches get audited the same way how
Heavily.
businesses get audited. So
Mm-hmm.
someone is responsible for doing that full, full check, background check, investigation, all of that into all of those finances and so on that has been used. So if it's a case where all is going well and you just happen to be benefiting on the wealthier side because of the number of people that attend your church, because remember, of course, if they're just pastors alone, they get paid from what it is that's being put into
The
the
Mm-hmm.
offering.
basket them a Sunday
Mm.
time, or whatever is being cash out, whatever is being Zelled, whatever is being paid online, the whole 9 yards. So if it's a case where, as Candice would have said hypothetically, we have a congregation of over 2,000 members.
That's
And
just in
if
house.
if 2,000, if we exclude children from that 2,000, let's say 2,000 adults ages 18 and over.
Older.
And
Yeah.
if on one Sunday, think of all like Christmas time, when everybody get bonus. If on one Sunday, those 2,000 adults alone, as in core members or core congregation of the church, because we not count who is visiting.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
That core congregation gives, if everybody said we are give $20 for offering, that's a 2,000 times 20. Do the maths at two me get some, and I remember that.
40,000. That's
How much that?
$40,000. A 40? 2,000 times 20, yeah, $40,000.
That's a
40,000.
that's a
If everybody
40K
gave
alone.
1,000, brother, easy
That's
2 mil.
40K
That's
alone.
Not
We have
everybody's giving
people,
1,000, but I
not
understand what you
everybody I
mean.
give, but $20 more. $20 more. It's more feasible.
mm-hmm.
$20. All right, boom. You, let's say for example, at least let's say for example, of the 2,000 adults in the church, everybody brings at least one person to our like the Christmas service,
Mm,
and the offering is collected. And let's say the extra people them give. Cause you have some people throw $100 for offering. Cause you know,
mm-hmm.
yeah, so because they're under the impression that, oh Lord, I'm sowing this amount
Yeah.
of money. So I'm expecting, you know, that whole transactional thing that people like to preach. I'm sowing this, so I'm expecting this back in return from you.
Mm-hmm.
So then people, let's say that the additional 1,000,
Yeah,
everybody give like a next $20 or $50 or whatever. That money that's made, a whole heap of money that, you know, that's not a little bit of money, you know.
yeah, yeah. I think the mega church.
$40,000 US is no small money. And they, one thing that you can take from them, as Brandon would have mentioned on the point of investing in the church, the facilities, them do that. Them do that. Their
Mm-hmm.
sound is up to par. Them have daycare and children's church for all
Yeah.
And
ages
I don't want to cut you,
that
but
takes care of your
you
kids.
can't really fight them out because no, as in I understand how it looks, but when I've been to one of them and they take care. Churches in Jamaica, most people in the church now get paid.
Mm,
No, it's all
This is it,
voluntarism.
and that could be even smaller churches, but the bigger churches they decide
Yeah.
that they want to pay these people
them I got, yeah,
for doing this, and that's their
they're
salary,
very
and
nice.
so they're providing employment. I think
Yeah.
the mega church conversation needs by a different episode because
Mega churches,
this can go
It
all
they're
can
night.
go
icky
a
because
Yeah,
they're
lot.
not spiritually and scripturally sound. That's what makes them very
The
icky.
yeah,
When you
the
pick and choose what
mm-hmm,
part of scripture you feed to your
the
people,
one,
because
that's
yeah.
when they come
because
across
because
very,
in the
very
scripture
icky.
Jesus spoke to like 5,000 people, and then I'm sure in the scriptures he said something about if you have to leave your brother, or where's the scripture? I won't find it. But he made a
Mm-hmm.
statement where he's like, um, that's why the 12 disciples stayed afterwards. Because there's a lot of people that was following behind him. If you remember in the scripture,
Mm-hmm.
you might find what did
Mhm.
There's
While
something that
you,
I recognize as well,
yeah, go
and
ahead.
it's I from the one that I would have attended the couple of times, there is a thin line that they're tapping on between being a Christian and being a part of the world. A very thin line, that
Mm,
that particular one, and some others that I'm seeing, I'm not saying all of them, but there's a very thin line that they're tap dancing on their tippy toes.
mm.
That's very much going over into the world.
For the mega churches that I think regular churches might feel this way about. I think mega churches have very giving congregations. Now, people might say, oh, the people are manipulated, the people don't know what they're giving to.
it's
Fine.
their demographic too.
You are not manipulated, but are you giving? So you tell me, so what somebody needs to do is put the wool over your eyes for you to give. You're not being manipulated. You are thinking clearly, you have your own relationship with the Lord. and yet you are still fighting with yourself as to whether you're gonna put the big money in the offering plate or not.
Not
Check
can these
yourself.
come them up, Jesus.
Check
Yeah.
yourself because you're not manipulated. You're thinking very nicely, very straightly. Nobody didn't have no wool over your eye. You've had your rebirth. You are born anew. You are new in the body of Christ. You are seasoned in the body of Christ. Nobody now hold no gun to your head, but you're still not giving. Check yourself.
Mm.
You
And
know,
I
I have
think
one
I
last
think
question to ask. Oh, Oshbanan, sorry. It was just along the line of skits. Druski isn't the first person to make a skit
and I was
about
gonna
No.
I was gonna say something about that.
church.
I was gonna say something about
So
that.
is the uproar around him making the
Yeah.
skit, I think, is a lot because it's him, because you have people that are mimicking the women of the church,
Mm-hmm.
the pastors of the church, the people in the church. If you feel a way, if you think that Drewski is mocking God by making a skit that's portraying how
The
people are
pastors.
behaving, what do
Yeah.
you say about the people that are faking getting into a spirit or speaking in tongues or the whole 9 yards? What is being done at church?
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Because I think I was saying when I saw the video, I realized that a lot of persons have made videos about mega churches. Lots of Christians have come out and say what they have had to say about mega churches for years, and nobody listens to me. And it's just the reality. But when a non-Christian comes out and just does a video and shows you exactly what it looks like, this is your
Mm-hmm.
reaction. To me,
Mm-hmm.
I guess it shows to me that whatever is done in the dark will come to light. And it took
Yeah.
the Lord to
It took
use a
a
non-Christian
non-Christian.
You
to do it.
see
And
yourself
that's
in
just
the
it.
mirror and you don't like what you look
Yeah,
You
like.
and
don't
that's just
like
it.
what you're
You
seeing.
see
So
you see that it looks kind of weird to everybody else. You see it. You see
And
what
that's
we're
it.
so
That's
seeing.
it, that is
You
simply
see that
it.
it looks kind of weird to
But
everybody else.
I will say in the question, hopefully a cliffhanger, just like what I said. If you have an issue with Drewski doing this, why don't you have an issue with everyone else making funny content based off of
Mm,
what should be considered as serious, being taken
and
serious in the
sacred.
church?
I think, yeah, because I was gonna say him doing it in an actual church
I can
does
it's
also rub people the wrong way. But I think there are people who do skits in actual churches anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a big influencer doing a skit in a massive church that shines light on a massive section of Christianity. Because
Mm-hmm.
it is, you know. But then again, people just slap the word church on a lot of things and we all think it's Christian. That's not always the case. Not everything we mark church is Christian. That you have to see
right.
and know for yourself.
Mm-hmm. All
Those are
right.
my
Thank you
opinions.
guys for watching another episode of This Great Space. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Jesus
And join in
Christ,
the
the way,
conversation.
the truth, and the life. Get to know him today. And if you don't know him,
You're
Moving
moving,
my
man.
move in, my bro. Thank you guys all for watching this.
grace space.
Bye, guys.
Bye.